Welcome again, Career Ready Tempe's workshop on great careers in Tempe and how to prepare for them. My name is Adrian Cassio, and I am the program coordinator for Career Ready Tempe. I want to thank all of you for being here this morning. This is the second of our December series, so you may have been to the one that we did last week on creating your virtual space. Welcome again if you are back. Before we get started, a few things. First off, I really want to thank our presenters that we have here today. And I want to thank the Tempe Chamber of Commerce for helping us with this event and with Career Ready Tempe program. Our other partners, the Tempe Union High School School District, especially the CTE programs to help make this possible, and City of Tempe, the Economic Development Office. So this all wouldn't be possible today without their support with this program. So thank you, everybody. And we have quite a bit for you today. So I'll try to keep this short, but today we really hope that you're going to learn some exciting opportunities right here, maybe in your backyard in the city of Tempe. You will get a chance to hear from first off, City of Tempe Economic Development Office, and learn about some trends, job trends in Tempe, what's going on, what are the in-demand jobs. You will get to hear from 3 local employers about opportunities that they provide. Perhaps you'll learn some new job opportunities that you weren't aware of. And then we will have Maricopa Community College District representative speak more about the educational pathways to some of those jobs and more. All right. So a few things to know is there is a Q&A section. We encourage all of you at any point, if you have any questions to ask, please feel free and type those questions asked. We will have a Q&A portion at the end of our presentation, so we will do our best to answer those questions. You may potentially get a response typed back. If not, we'll try to address those responses at the end of that section. We also are offering a virtual raffle. So this may be familiar if you were on last week, but if you want to put in the Q&A section, you can please put your name and your email address. That email address will help us. So if you do win a $10 Target gift card, we'll be able to follow up with you with that gift card. And that won't be posted, so that will remain private. Lastly, I will try to post a link at the end of the presentations today, a satisfaction link, and let us know how we did and how we can continue to improve. So next thing I'm going to do is just share a little bit about Career Ready Tempe. If this is your first time hearing about Career Ready Tempe, a little bit about us. It is a program. It's been a 2-year pilot program. So this is the second year of that program. And it prepares Tempe youth such as yourself to participate in future workforce. So we connect you with college and career readiness support as we are doing today. And we partner with Tempe Chamber of Commerce and Tempe businesses who are here today to provide paid internship opportunities that are in fields that are in demand. So Career Ready Tempe serves primarily income eligible Tempe youth who are incoming juniors and seniors. So this workshop today is for any students, but the internship part is going to be for students who are incoming juniors or seniors. So if you are a sophomore this year or a junior, you will qualify for our internship, which is in summer 2021. We have much more information about that if you go to our website, which is tempe.gov/careerreadytempe. If time allows, I'll speak a little briefly at the end, just a little bit about eligibility and criteria. So we have some more information on who is eligible to participate in the internship program. So stay tuned for that. But without further ado, I'll get us started on our first presenter. So it's my pleasure to introduce Jill Bushbacher from City of Tempe Economic Development. And Jill, if you would like to share your screen at this time. Perfect.
Can you see that?
Yep.
Great.
Good to know.
All right. So welcome, everyone. Thank you so much. Again, I'm Jill Bushbacher with the City of Tempe Economic Development Department. Really excited to be here today to talk to you all about careers and companies in Tempe. You will find that there are so many great opportunities right here in your own backyard. We know that you probably already know a lot about your community, but we're here to just tell you a little bit more today that you might find interesting and things you hadn't considered before, maybe as you look at what your career path might lead to in the future. And here we are. So again, you know a lot about Tempe already, but just sharing a little bit more as we think about what's great about our community and why companies and employees and people want to live, work, and play here. These are some of the stats about our community. We have over 100,000 students at one of our greatest assets, ASU. We have another great university right here in our backyard, University of Advancing Technology. We have terrific tech-based jobs, financial services jobs, and with us being only a community of about 190,000 people, we have tremendous, career and job opportunities right here in Tempe. And not every community can say this. We've been very fortunate. We've had tremendous growth in the last 5 years in particular, in really high demand, great jobs right here in Tempe. So just sharing a little bit about that with you. And as you know, we have our really interesting and fun and urban downtown and on Mill Avenue. We have opportunities with our Tempe Town Lake, which is the second most visited site in Arizona, only second to the Grand Canyon. A lot of people don't know that. People else can do yoga on a paddleboard on your lunch and hike a mountain at the end of the day, and go to a concert at Tempe Center for the Arts. And, so they're really in our downtown. It's small and free, but it's also very urban. And so we have a really neat community and it's very unique. So getting a little bit more into specific industries and in our community, these are our top industries, and you the number of jobs from some air stats from one of our partners at Maricopa. So governments dig into these numbers. You can go to azmag.org and get a lot more information. But these are some of the numbers to give you an idea of, wow, how many jobs are there in Tempe in these fields? And this is Tempe, so think about regionally. These are amazing industries to take part in. Such opportunity right here. And when we talk about, briefly say, about information technology or manufacturing or healthcare, there's so many different careers within each of those, from entry level to the highest, most skilled and very professional levels. So just lots and lots of different kinds of ways to interact, involved in, and be in these different industries. So when you look at the occupations, I specifically picked out some from some of the stats from the Arizona Office of Economic Opportunity. I specifically picked out occupations that really relate to what some of the today will be talking about in their companies. You've got a great panelist, a great panel of folks with a lot of industry expertise, human resources expertise that are going to talk to you today about some of these areas. But just a few of them and some of the average annual wages related to them I've listed here. Anything to do almost with IT is really in demand. And when we talk about IT, it could be, from the entry level tech support all the way up to the most skilled, programmer or information security analyst, which is very similar, or another term for cybersecurity. So Just lots and lots of opportunity. And a lot of folks don't realize in Tempe, we have a lot of manufacturing going on in our community as well. We have about 400 companies engaged in that in Arizona, and excuse me, in Tempe. And so some of those positions can be anything from a very skilled machinist to an industrial engineer to a production worker. It can really be all up and down the line, but they're all important to the process and all lead to a successful end product. So lots and lots of opportunity in that in our community. Some of the companies right here in our backyard, some of these are that are, you know, the larger ones and more household names that you may be familiar with, or maybe you don't know that they're right here. But, you know, most folks have heard of GoDaddy, or you've heard of Amazon, but maybe you haven't heard of Acronis. Acronis is a great IT company that primarily engages in cybersecurity, and they have a strong presence here in Tempe, opened an office here, I believe about a year and a half ago now. So, you know, just all sorts of opportunity here. If you haven't heard of Oscar, Oscar's a really innovative healthcare related company, and they mostly do all of their work online and over the phone. And they're just growing like crazy, and they have a really fun, cool, interesting work environment as well. But just a lot of great opportunity here. I just wanted to share some of these more well-known companies just to get you thinking about where you might want to think about next. And then I know we have limited time this morning. So here's my contact information. I'm very pleased to take your questions if you want to email me. And I know if you want to put some in the chat, I'm not able to see those right now, so I might need to get a little help from my colleagues here. But I'll work on that behind the scenes. But we're going to have a chance also to talk with you after this at the end of the presentation today, if you have some additional questions. So I thank you for your time. I hope this has given you some ideas of future careers and companies and industries to think about. And I'll turn it back over to my colleagues.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jill. And I forgot to mention that this is being recorded. So you'll, if there's anything you miss, you'll have a chance to go back to this video. We'll also be posting, providing a post email after this with the contact information here. So don't worry if there's anything you missed. But as you can see, a lot of job opportunities. There's so much job growth here in Tempe. So it's really cool to get an idea. You know, sometimes we pass by these buildings and what are these companies, and just providing a little bit more context to that. So thank you so much, Jill. All right, we'll go to our having our employers speak, and our first presenter will be Melissa. Is it Whitlatch? Hopefully,
yes.
All right, awesome.
You got it.
Melissa from Freedom Financial Network. So go ahead and share your screen.
All right. Yes. Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for a few minutes of your time here. Just want to share a little bit about Freedom with you. All right. Are you seeing my presentation?
Yep.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, perfect. So again, Melissa Whitlatch, part of the recruiting team at Freedom Financial Network. You may or may not have heard about us. If you've ever driven off the 202 there, we do have a campus located just right off the 202. It's beautiful, but as you can see, we're all, you know, working from home now. So what do we do? It's kind of in the name. We are a financial services company. There are a lot of those opportunities out there. I think I saw on Jill's list that finance is kind of right at the top. We are really helping people who are struggling with debt. So if you just think about that everyday kind of American out there, depending upon their situation, if they have credit card debt, if that's gone into collections, if it's medical bills, we hear about so much of that. Those are the people that we're helping. So we have been in business just about 20 years, and we have resolved over $12 billion in credit card debt for our customers. So we're pretty proud of what we've been able to do, and we are a company that looks to grow and get better. And so you can see here a little snapshot of the Tempe Marketplace campus. If you ever get the opportunity to get in there, it's beautiful, it's bright, it's awesome, but But again, we are working virtually now. Our employees are holding up our signs, and those are our core values. So when we are looking for people to join our team, of course, we look for experience, and we're looking for that, kind of can-do-it attitude. Like, if you don't know it, are you willing to learn? But we're also looking for people who align with that. And so if you think about financial services, if you think about people who've experienced hardships, they are feeling all sorts of emotions about their debt. And so we really want to be sure that we exhibit that empathy, that care for them. How do we work together with one another in the company? And of course, within any company, integrity is key, but especially when it relates to people's finances. So we take that part very seriously. The other thing, though, that we're looking for is people who get better. And so what that means is, how are you working to develop yourself? Are you working with your leaders? Are you kind of going on your own? Are you taking advantage of courses? What are you doing to improve? And within our company, we are, I would say, right around 55% of our positions are promoted internally. And so I wanted to show you kind of a path that we like to take here at Freedom. Now, this is customer service. Looking at Jill's list from her presentation, all of the different types of opportunities, no industrial engineers and no machinists on site, but we have finance, we have accounting, we have marketing, settlement operations, InfoSec, software engineering, all of those roles within those teams. So they're going to have somewhat similar paths. So we're looking for somebody who can come in kind of at that initial level, but really look to grow and expand their skill set, and they'll be able to level up. And if leadership is what you're interested in, then you would take this path to lead a team of your own. Now, if you're not client facing, that's okay. We have really similar paths for people who do more of the behind the scenes, the reporting, the operations side of our business as well. But I wanted to highlight customer service because I know that you're out there and you're looking and trying to decide, what is it that you want to do and what kind of company do you want to work for? But I know customer service is kind of like typical what we would think of maybe of a call center role, but don't knock it. It gives you the opportunity to come in. You really learn the in-depths of the product or the service that you're providing as you're able to answer the customer's questions. It's giving you some insight into the culture of the company. Do your values align with their values? And again, it's that path for you to move up or over, depending upon what you're interested in. And so, as I mentioned, within our organization, this is a little bit, I know I'm missing things here, but if you're more people focused, we've got sales and we have customer service roles. If you are interested in IT, maybe you start in help desk and work your way up there. InfoSec is a huge one right now with, we want to be sure that the data is secure, and really kind of all different types of roles there. And you can see our open positions at ffnjobs.com. Okay, so I did want to share about our opportunities, but I also, just being a recruiter here, kind of wanted to give my perspective. And as you're looking at opportunities, one of the things I think that is so crucial in your job search is going to be the networking piece of that. So how are you networking? I mean, you're doing it right now with your peers, with your friends, you're doing it with your teachers. If you're part of this Career Ready Tempe, Adrian is part of your network. There's other people I'm sure that you're speaking with as part of your network as well. And so as a recruiter, I just wanted to kind of emphasize how crucial networking is, not only in your job search, but once you're actually in the company, moving up into other positions. Sometimes that's how you find out about other roles, is just how you network within the organization. And let us not forget, all the social media online. Even if you go onto Reddit, if you're interested in like InfoSec, you can find subreddits there, and meet other people who are already doing that job, who can answer questions for you. So, don't knock it as part of building out your network. And then the other piece from my recruiting perspective is, in addition to that networking, it's also your resume. So as you're going out there to search for that initial career, you're submitting your resume. It is the first impression that we ever get of you. And I'm sure that you have resources provided to you to kind of help you with writing out your very first resume, or maybe if it's your second job, but just wanted to put it in there, just how crucial that piece is, just kind of double and triple checking it, highlight your skills, don't be afraid to brag about all of the things that you've done, what you've participated in. Those are the things that we want to see. And then in addition to that, The networking piece, perhaps if you're interested in a role like with Freedom or one of the other companies that's presented, you submit your application, but then you use that networking to maybe also send a message through LinkedIn, introduce yourself. So more of a two-pronged approach, which is what I recommend. And then because of networking, obviously, I am on LinkedIn. You can find me there. Also, please take down my phone number, take down my email. If you have any questions on anything, if you want a second pair of eyes on your resume, if you just are looking for a recruiter's perspective, I'm happy to connect with you and answer any questions that you may have. Thank
you so much, Melissa. And feel free to put your contact information as well in the chat there for the attendees to see. But we will be sending that out. Such good points, especially with resume and networking. And those are more areas that if you participate in the Career Ready program, we will definitely support you all in helping you develop a great resume. All right. Next, we have Noelle Atridge from Micropulse West, as well as president, right, of the Micropulse West. I did forget your name, so my apologies, sir.
Joe Trippy.
So we have Joe, and so both of you have the floors.
Thanks, Adrian, and thanks, Suki and Mary also. My name's Noelle Attridge. I'm CFO of Micropulse West. We're an aerospace and medical manufacturing company located here in Tempe, Arizona. And as Adrian said, I'm joined by the president of the company, Joe Trippy, and he's going to give you a quick intro about Micropulse.
Thanks, Noelle. Yeah, so many kids are sitting there wondering, what are you going to do? Go to college, not go to college? What Micropulse is, and it's not Microplus, it's Micropulse West. But ultimately, we are a machine shop that we manufacture components for the military, manufacture components for the medical industry, manufacture components for satellite industries. Pretty much anything that you see along this world has been touched at one point by a machinist. So Micropulse we're about 52 employees at this point right now. When I started here 15 years ago, we were only 5 employees. So we've grown exponentially over the years. We are looking at doing over 10 million in gross sales annually. And we're looking at bringing people from within, as I believe Melissa spoke about, kind of vertically integrating employees. You do not need a college education. You can come in the door. You're able to work here. What a lot of people I think don't realize about a manufacturing company is all the opportunities that come with it, male and female with it. There's accounting, there's HR, there's programming, there's hand finishing, there's maintenance. There's so many jobs within a manufacturing company that you need to consider that could possibly, be up your alley that you may not know. You may think of manufacturing, it's a warehouse. I don't want to run a machine, drive a forklift, do that kind of stuff. But there's so many other opportunities there possibly for you as well. And not to mention the pay is pretty good. And you do not require a college education to not go into some of that heavy college debt if you're not sure what you want to do. Noelle could speak to some of the numbers of some of the increases we've seen over the years in income of employees here.
So we saw on Jill's presentation that the average manufacturing worker makes about 50,000 in Tempe. Our numbers are kind of different than that. In 2016, our average worker was making 61,000. And then in 2019, our average worker is making 79,000. So, and that was a 28% increase, and which is not actually unusual in our company. I don't think it's normal for industries across the board. I think the cost of living increase is about what, 3.2%, 3.5. I don't know what it is because we never give that. It's always higher than whatever the average is. If you work hard and you're here and you have a good work ethic, you're going to make more money. Partly because we also do profit sharing here. So the harder everybody works, the more everybody makes. And that 28% increase from 2016 to 2019 is also not an anomaly. I looked at the numbers from 2013 to 2016, and our employees in that time experienced a 34% increase in their wages. So definitely beating your standard. So along with the, like I said, in 2019, they had an $80,000 average salary. There's also a benefit package that goes along with that, and that's $10,000 on average includes medical, dental, vision, life, paid time off, profit sharing. We match 4%, which I think is more than normal.
For
But
401k.
yeah, sorry, on our 401k. But to be honest, I'm not sure what the average is in the manufacturing industry for 401ks. So that's 4% on top of what you're already making. And this is without needing a college degree. So you're coming into this, you're working hard, you're earning all of this money, and you're not getting into that college debt. Not that going to college is a bad thing. I think it's a great thing.
It just may not be for you at this moment if you don't have a true path.
Yeah, like I have 2 kids. One's going to college, one's not.
Yep.
And all of my bosses, by the way, I can't say all of them, but many of them don't have a college degree and they do fantastic. Like I think it's more about your work ethic a lot of times than your degrees.
Yeah, to speak to that for sure. So, how can you get into a company like this? A lot of times they talk about if you don't have experience, how do you get experience? Well, you may have to work your way in through one of the low end jobs, that might pay $13, $14 an hour to start. You work and you do that job the best you can do it. You show your value, you work your way up through the ranks. That is, some people don't have the patience to do that. They come in and make $24, $25 an hour right away. If you're going to come into the manufacturing industry without experience, you have to expect to work your way up through this industry. So you have to have patience. You want to put some roots in there. You want to be able to show your value to an employer, and then they will then show you by moving you up, giving you more responsibility. You handle that, you continue to grow. The next thing you know, you're making 6 figures. We had, I believe, 6 employees that were, 6-figure salaried employees last year alone. That probably 3 of them started here making around $18 to $20 an hour. So you have the ability to a high ceiling to work your way up here. Manufacturing itself is just becoming so much advanced in the technology that you use. It's not like it used to be. You think about big presses and guys standing in front of machines. There's so much behind the computer screen and the programming of it. CNC, what is it? Computer numerically controlled. This is all run by computers. Things that most of the millennial kids nowadays, yourself, I think you're still millennials, that's what they call them, but sit on computers and have become adapt to that and very good at that, which lends itself well to the software that actually runs these machines. It's all programmed by math at the end of the day. So if you want to learn more about what we do here, you can go to our website at www.micropulsewest.com. There's an info section in there. You can send us an email. It goes directly to Noel. We'll look at it. If you have any questions, we'd be glad to answer that. Anyone's welcome to come by and tour the shop. If they're not sure what it is, talk about some of the CNC and machining. We'd be glad to give you a tour of the shop and show you what we do here.
Okay.
Do you have anything else?
Yeah, I also wanted to mention that if you don't want to start from the bottom, if you want to get some experience before you come into manufacturing industry, maybe to see if you like it, there are schools in the Valley. I know I said you don't need to go to college, but there are schools in the Valley that do offer trade programs. There's EVIT, MCC, Gateway, West Mech, I believe, all have the machining programs. So that's a good way to get your feet wet, get your foot in the door.
Maybe not start at the bottom. Maybe be able to come in right onto a machine if you have that ability and you have that certificate.
And then at the same time, do expect that each company has their own methodology. Like you're not going to start at the top if what you have is a degree from the trade school. Also, I do agree with Melissa, networking within your community, your family, and your friends is a great way to get in the door somewhere. We have lots of father-son teams. We have groups of friends out there that work together, like a group of young guys that have been working here since they went to college. They're in their 20s now, and they're starting their families. Since they went to high school. They're starting their families now. So it's great to watch these guys grow up in the industry. They're driving in from Casa Grande and Coolidge, and even one from Prescott, just to work here. I mean, it's a great company to work for, to toot our own horn, I guess.
Yeah, and there's a lot of good manufacturing companies in Tempe, as Jill pointed out.
Yeah, sounds like there's 400, and that's a lot of opportunity there. Also, most manufacturing companies are considered essential workers. So while everybody else lost a lot of their income in 2020 because of COVID, we did not shut down at all. We support the military. Currently, we're building COVID machines. So there was no shutdown for us. We were here every day. So that's great job security. And I have to say, with our profit sharing, I have also been here for 15 years. And I think I can remember one quarter where we didn't get a bonus. And that was
probably
in 2008 when we had the huge
Right.
recession.
Right.
Did you have anything else that
No.
you wanted to say?
I think that's it. We're open to questions later. Thank you, Adrian.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Noel and Joe and Micropulse West. Thank you for the correction there. But such a good point. It's great to hear that, other career pathways. It just reminds me, I was speaking to a mom about her son who, I hear this a lot sometimes, is that they're really good with their hands, not sure if they're, four-year university is their pathway. And when I think that, I think manufacturing jobs. So they're out there. So we appreciate you sharing about the opportunities you have, amazing opportunities there. So thank you so much.
Thank
My
you.
pleasure. Thank you.
All right. And our last employer here, we have Angie Ferguson from Northern Trust.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Let me share my screen here. Okay, can I get a thumbs up, Adrian? Can you see it? Okay, perfect. Well, hi, everyone. I'm Angie Ferguson. I am the local HR manager for Northern Trust here in Tempe, Arizona. I do wonder how many people know about Northern Trust. We are very well known in Chicago and in the Midwest. So if you have family roots or anything from the Midwest, you may have heard of us, but it wasn't until about 5 years ago that we opened up a large operations site here in the Tempe market. So very happy to be here and share with you a little bit about what Northern Trust is, who we are. And then I am going to kind of rush through these slides because I wanted to share a video with you, which I think will very nicely illustrate some of the experiences that our people have as far as career opportunities. So Northern Trust, like I said, we've been around for a long time, over 130 years. We are headquartered in Chicago. We moved into the Tempe market, like I said, about 5 years ago. And the best way for me to explain our business is we have sort of 3 areas that we really focus on. The first is what we call asset servicing for large corporate and institutional organizations. So for example, if Ford or a huge company like that was looking for a bank to manage, let's say, their pension funds or their 401k funds, that's the type of work that Northern Trust does. And so we would manage their assets, we would create reporting for their assets, that's what I mean by asset servicing. Asset management is another area that we focus on, and that's really just about putting together investment portfolios for our investors. And then the last piece is really around wealth management. So working individually with high net worth families or individuals to help manage their funds overall. So those are kind of the 3 areas that Northern Trust focuses on. We are a global company. We are located in 25 different global locations. Like I said, Tempe was just added into that global footprint several years ago. One thing, the reason why I like to share this is, a lot of people try to take advantage of the global footprint that Northern Trust has. So it's very common for people to go out on temporary assignments to Asia, to India, to some other places that we work in globally. They may do a temporary assignment for a couple of years and then get repatriated back to the US. And so we've got a really deep history of a lot of tenure at Northern Trust who have taken advantage of our global footprint. And it's a great learning and development opportunity. And it's also an opportunity to just do something different. But worldwide, we've got about 20,000 people that work for Northern Trust. Here in the Tempe market, we're up to about 800 and growing. So it's been really exciting for us to grow our footprint here locally. So Melissa talked about values, and I love hearing the values of other organizations, and it's something that's definitely part of our culture. If you can believe it, we've had the same three values for 130 years. We have not changed those, and we continue to go back to them. Those are service, expertise, and integrity. And we talk about these a lot. They're sort of the foundation of what we do for not only our people. One of the things as part of our culture, we actually call our employees partners. So if you hear me referring to partners, I'm really talking about our employees. But we talk about these a lot within our culture, and they're very important to part of who we are. So what makes Northern Trust unique? I kind of mentioned again the opportunities for growth. I'm going to share a little bit of a video just to kind of illustrate that a little bit further. We do offer tuition assistance. So we do have many entry-level roles that don't require a college degree. And a lot of times if people get some work experience under their belt, and then they decide to, pursue a career with us, we will pay for some of that higher education if they decide to pursue their degree. We've got a really unique culture. And I guess the best way to explain it is everything that we do is centered around relationships. So it's very common for people to have a lot of accessibility to senior leadership. I think especially in a site like Tempe, where we're not headquarters, we get a lot of senior leaders and executive leaders that come to our site. And it's very common just to build relationships with people all across the organization. So, that really speaks to the collaborative culture. We do have flexible work options as well. Obviously, everybody's working from home now. But, we offer, prior to that, we did offer some work from home capability as well as different types of scheduling and compressed scheduling. So there were some definite ways of us to support flexible work options. And I mentioned, we have 130 years under our belt, and we've really been able to sustain a strong, stable culture through that. Even through some of the darkest financial times, Northern Trust has really been able to be resilient and stable during those times. And then a huge part of, I'd say, our culture as well, and what I hear from our college interns and people that are new to the workforce is how unique we are as far as our dedication to the communities that we serve, as well as our DE&I commitment. So I want to talk just a little bit more about that. Here in the Tempe office, we've got all of across Northern Trust, we have 11 business resource councils. And if you're not familiar with the business resource council or an employee resource council, they're basically affinity groups that you can join depending on your area of interest. That can help with a number of things. It can help with networking, development, community service, depending on what it is that you like. And we sort of have in Tempe, this is a very strong part of our culture at the Tempe site. All of the groups kind of have their own thing that they like to celebrate every year. For example, the Asian Leadership Business Resource Council, we do the dragon boats every year. Women in Leadership has their, hallmark events. We always look forward to celebrating Black History Month and Latin Heritage Month. So these types of affinity groups are really popular in our site and really lend to kind of that overall experience that we're trying to give to our partners. And then, Northern Trust, we've been around for 130 years, which is a really long time, but very proud of some of the awards and recognition that we've received out in the industry. A lot around our diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts. As I stated, one of our core values is integrity. So we also, consistently make, world's best private bank, world's most admired companies. All of those things are things that kind of lend to our culture and things that we're very proud of. So I would encourage you all to go out onto the Northern Trust website because there's obviously a ton more information there that can speak to some of the awards and accolades that we've won out in the industry. So I'm going to stop there, and I do have oh, I'm sorry, I have one other slide, and this is something that you all can kind of take away. But I know we've talked a little bit about how do you all prepare? Like, what are companies looking for when they're recruiting talent? And I wanted to share with you a little bit about what our behaviors and competencies are that we promote at Northern Trust. We call it our A approach. And there are a number of things that we're looking for. So as you're, going through your schooling and maybe pursuing, higher education in any way, taking some time to really think about, researching what is Northern Trust or any other organization. We've heard some great organizations here. What are they looking for? What are their competencies? And trying to align sort of, your interests and your activities towards that, or having some very specific examples of where you've displayed some of these things. So I did put my contact information here at the end. And Adrian, I think you're going to send these slides out, which would be good. But I'm going to share with you all a quick video. Oops. Hopefully I can share with you all a quick video. Okay, here we go.
I started at Northern Trust back in 2007 as a high school co-op. I then transitioned into a college internship. During my college internship, I received additional opportunities and responsibilities such as working with senior management on metrics reporting and managing our market data budget.
When I was an intern, I got to work on processing for portfolio accounting. It was a huge project back then. And then when I came back for full-time, I got to continue on that same project.
We provide a lot of programming for the interns that includes lunch and learns, volunteer events. We also offer social events, chance for the class to get to know each other. What I think is the differentiating factor for the Northern Trust internship program is really the access that an intern has to anyone at the company.
I've taken advantage of that multiple times when I've been able to meet with managers to speak with them about what their department does or what their division does. And it's been really helpful for my personal career.
Being able to talk to anybody within the bank and being able to get great advice and apply that to the rotational program, and as well as just apply it to my career and day-to-day job.
When I think about careers at Northern Trust or careers in general, I like to think of ways that we are able to bring our best selves into the workplace and that we create a culture or an environment in which our talents and gifts can be utilized towards the broader strategy of the firm.
I was hired through campus recruiting and started the following summer within the Investor Services Department. An amazing opportunity came where I was able to move from Chicago to Tempe to help build out the office. I have now been here for 2.5 years. We've grown from 1 to 18 partners, and I'm currently one of the managers in the department.
What I love about working at Northern Trust is the company support of work-life balance as well as the mentorship.
You can take professional development classes online or in person. If you wanted to go back to school, Northern Trust has an educational assistance program that can help you and support you financially.
Our business resource councils at Northern Trust, and we have 11, are really developed and they focus on engaging our partners with the key aspects of our community, our culture, our clients, and the company.
Being a part of the Advancing Professional Resource Council has allowed me to not just get the job that I'm currently in, but flourish in the job because I was able to have those leadership opportunities.
I recently applied for the Annual Case Challenge because I wanted to grow my professional development and learn more about different parts of Northern Trust. Over the next 4 months, I will work with a group to research and develop innovative solutions to issues facing Northern Trust. This opportunity came to me because of the Advancing Professionals Resource Council.
For me, it's important to be a part of something bigger than myself. As a member of the Women in Leadership and the Black Business Resource Council, I've been given many opportunities to give back to my local community.
I truly feel valued here. Northern Trust makes a great effort to make sure you feel like you are not just a body behind a computer that can be replaced.
It's the people and the culture. My work is exciting. There's something always different going on.
I'm proud to work for a company that makes it their mission every single day to give back to those who are less fortunate.
At Northern Trust, we're all about achieving greater. We achieve greater by offering support to our employees throughout their careers. We achieve greater by offering exceptional service to our clients. And we achieve greater by being an active member of our community. We achieve greater because we are greater.
All right. Well, that concludes my presentation on Northern Trust. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you all. I will turn it back over to Adrian.
Thank you so much, Angie. Really great presentation. And, I think and working with a lot of young people, hearing about what's important to them values, I think I appreciate you highlighting some of those awards, recognitions, and speaks to what I think is important to a lot of young people, especially these days, and being part of a cause, especially with diversity and inclusion. So really appreciate that. All right, last but not least, we have our Maricopa Community College District Representative, Marlon from South Mountain Community College.
If you don't mind. Thank you for bearing with me. I just want to say that the employers that spoke earlier have hit almost everything on the head that I'm going to hit. One thing I do want to make sure the public is aware of is not just our mission statement. South Mountain Community College educates minds, transforms lives, and touches hearts, and builds community. I want you to look at that because a lot of the employers, Joe, a lot of the people who had spoke talked a lot about this and the holistic element of education. Adrian, if you don't mind, the next slide would be great, please, sir. Once again, that is our mission here at South Mountain Community College, and we are once again here to help to do these things, but it takes a village, ladies and gentlemen. It is not always going to be done by me. It's going to be done by a team sometimes. You can go to the next slide, Adrian. Today, real quick, I hope that we have an opportunity to hit these topics, but I want to give you a little opportunity, or us an opportunity, to chat about the benefits of working while in college, free application for federal student aid, which is the FAFSA. And most of you are like, why are we talking about FAFSA? And this is a work thing. Well, FAFSA has work study encompassed in it, which now helps give you experience. So it's a really good opportunity for students who might not have the job backing, who say, hey, I want to go into IT or I want to go into nursing, so I might as well do some student working through FAFSA on campus to try to gain some of those skills. But we can elaborate on that later. Career and job degrees, Pipeline AZ, and our CPD 150. But to save time, we'll just go by the slides. I don't want to beat up too many things because our phenomenal employers have already said it. I love what was said. Some college is not for everybody. Education is for everybody. And sometimes that education comes holistically, and that means we need to work. So let's get into it. Next slide, please, sir. Are there benefits to working in college? You're darn right. I will give you a minute to read that, but I love the fact that it says, besides providing extra money, we can stop there because the word debt came up earlier. Young people, parents of young people, making 15, 18, 20 bucks an hour is good. But if you don't know how to manage $1 and then you get to college and you're locked in debt and you take out your loans and now you're, oh boy, that cycle starts. It's unbelievable. But here's another benefit. While working in college, teaches time management skills, help pays off student loans quicker, which we should never be touching in the first place. So these are just a little tip and guidance of maybe some benefit. You can go to the next slide, Adrian. Within our programs here through Maricopa, I am at South, so I represent one of 10, technically roughly about 15, but because we have 3 skills centers and we have 10 independent colleges. So if your little heart can think of a program from green environment elements, technology, nursing, psychology, behavioral health, construction management, electrical, plumbing. If your heart can dream of it, culinary, Maricopa has the program, and we have them in different elements of certifications and degrees. Now, when I talk to employers, a lot of employers I talk to aren't always looking at a degree. They're looking at soft skills. They're looking at, has this person taken classes within the field that they want to go into? Do they have any experience? So working towards your cert, if you decide to get a associate's or a bachelor's, is always good. And for those fields that We literally just talked about all the employers that have been on. We have programs, certifications, and associate's degrees that match and align with every degree field that was mentioned today. Next slide, please, Adrian. For example, beautiful. I'm glad I set it up this way. This is great. Boy, you could never tell I'm not a great slides person, right? This is excellent. I can't believe it. Storytelling, bilingual, nursing fellowship. Here's a couple of the ones I really want to focus in on, and that's construction traits, our health sciences, and our information technology. Ladies and gentlemen, students, parents of students, these programs go anywhere from 6 months to 13 months, these certifications, and can have your students out, or you, if you're unhappy with a job or looking for a different opportunity, can have you out working in the field within 6 to 13 months. That's fascinating, especially when we're talking about electrical, plumbing, carpentry, Cisco, behavioral health. I mean, 2 of our certifications in behavioral health get you in the field within 9 to 12 months working. That's huge, right? Because college is part of your education. Students, if you're working with me and you like to eat, think of a recipe, right? When you were making a delicious tamale, you don't just have masa, right? If you just ate a whole masa tamale, it's probably very interesting. I don't know but you put a little salt, pepper, pork, meat, whatever, right? So that's how we look at education. We get a little bit of sprinkle of college. We get a whole bunch of heapings of work exposure and experience. And this is what these certifications kind of help guide you towards, as well as those marketing, networking opportunities. Next slide, Adrian. I know we got only like 1 minute. Oh, you can pass this one. This is Pipeline AZ. Next one. Perfect. We have Pipeline AZ. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to elaborate, if you actually want to read this, why I kind of elaborate, Pipeline AZ is a phenomenal resource that we utilize in students' first class here on campus, and it's called CPD 150. It's down at the bottom. But Pipeline AZ helps us and our students get directed and connected to not just their career paths, but to employers. So this helps us and students through a job board, through partnerships, through conversations, bring students to employers, employers to students, and connect classes to both student and employer. It's fascinating. And we're able to work with Pipeline AZ every day. Matter of fact, any student that takes a CPD 150 class is actually going to take the Pipeline AZ quiz, if you will, right? Or that personal assessment. Next slide, please, sir. Other elements to help you while you're looking for a job or / school, and how do I afford paying for those classes if I decide to take it? Well, first off, we have our financial aid. We will help you walk through the whole application here virtually on Tuesdays and Saturdays. We can help you do that, but that's the whole financial aid application, and there's that work study, right? So if you decide to go to Cal, Berkeley, Texas, A&M, Harvard, or Yale, let us help you with your financial aid so then you can start applying for work study positions at those spots. Private scholarships. Ladies and gentlemen, before I went to college, I applied for 53 scholarships. I got 13. I went to NAU absolutely free. I am here to help you understand how to do this and accomplish it. Tuition reimbursement, as you know, that was already brought up, so I don't want to hash too much on it, but if you want to understand it, please reach out to the employers or myself. We will both explain it to you phenomenally. Our President's Honor Scholarship. This is for students with a 3.25 GPA or above. You get to come here for 2 years, 15 credit hours, up to 15 credit hours, absolutely free. That helps you not worry about money, so you can focus in on your classes and meeting employers, as well as career sponsorship. Quick story. At a prior institution, I helped a student understand how to look for sponsorships within the fields that they were going to for career opportunities. And then she was able to ask those people, these are nurses, to help sponsor her through college. So for every A, the sponsors would send $75 to her campus. By the time she graduated in 3 years, she actually paid nothing for her tuition because she had so many sponsors helping her based on just asking, right? So once again, yes, we want you to be employed, but we also want you to be money savvy, as well as being able to save and finance that money properly as well, and understand holistic education. Adrian, you can go to the next slide, please, sir. I will not be too much longer winded. Okay, so hopefully I did not include the
We only
bonus
have
slides.
a couple more minutes left, so just to give you an idea.
I'm literally done right now. Well, actually, you know what? CPD 150, yes, we talked about it. Certain resources on campus, ladies and gentlemen. You can come here for free, talk to Marlon, and I will help you with resume writing, guidance. We have a public library on campus that is City of Phoenix, which is phenomenal. We do mock interviewings. We do free campus counseling, public library, soft skills guidance. Adrian, next slide real quick, please. Okay, can you go to the bonus slides? Did I send them to you? Oh, hey, okay, soft skills, very important. Real quick, I have like 10 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, young people on this phone, in this presentation, please look at these words. Please understand soft skills. If you don't understand them, contact me. I'm here. We will talk about them. We'll have fun with it. We'll laugh and play. Okay, next slide, Adrian. Last but not least, Adrian?
Oh, there you go.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Any student that is in earshot, if you heard this presentation, if you need help, I do have a free Cougar scholarship for anyone interested in taking one class. Any student new to college, contact me. I will give you that class. It is a 1 3-credit hour class for free. All you have to do is pay for your books and enroll by January 8th. That is it. Thank you. God bless. Be safe, stay healthy, and happy holidays. And thank you, employers that came. It was phenomenal.
Thank you so much, Marlon. We really appreciate your time and squeezing a lot in a little bit of time. So we recognize it is actually 11 o'clock right now. We will wrap up. Any questions that you have, I don't believe we received any at the moment. But feel free, you will receive contact information from all the presenters. Again, if you have questions, and we'll also send you a link to the Career Ready Tempe website where you can learn more about the internship opportunity that we're providing this summer. And that's tempe.gov/careerreadytempe. We will have this presentation available hopefully by end of this week for you to view again. Please share with others who you think may benefit from this. If we have your name and email for those who attended, we will enter you into a raffle. The winner will be contacted. We won't have time to do our little raffle wheel for today, but we will still be doing it. Once again, thank you all again for our presenters. I definitely learned something. I really wish that I had these kind of presentations when I was in high school because I didn't have that much exposure. That's what I'm always telling students. So having you all here, knowing what's in Tempe, I feel like each of you touched upon something unique. Hopefully everyone that got to watch this will come back with something, give them some food for thought. So thank you all so much. Thank you again, Tempe Chamber of Commerce, Suki for providing the Zoom platform, for everybody's time, City of Tempe Economic Development, Jill, and I will say thank you, Micropulse West, Northern Trust, and Freedom Financial Network. Everybody, thank you. Have a good rest of your day, and we hope to see you next time.
Thanks, everybody.